A log rediscovered. We dug deep into the ancient scriptures and found Hebraic words that still make sense today, like Raquia, Tezela, Tezalem, Tardama, Gan Eden, Elohim, Tebah, and many others, that speak of dams, DNA, iliac crests, a sort of total anesthesia, protected gardens, powerful lords of large wooden parallelepipes, etc., etc. They give us a story that is totally different from what has been handed down to us. Are you ready for these new discoveries? Make yourself comfortable, this is just a taste. Follow the Bible Version B channel and we will discover it together little by little in the next videos. Listen very closely and write everything down, because your descendants must know exactly what happened here. It does not matter who we are or where we come from. I am explaining how we reset your entire civilization. Choose the most suitable words yourselves, perhaps terms like coffin, to describe how we are reshaping all of this chaos. Do you see? Now we have separated the waters, those below from those above. We have given you dry land, finally free from the marshes. Now all that remains is to wait for everything to return to harmony. Look closely, because this is how your world begins again.
Now sit down and write, for you must pass on the truth. I will explain to you exactly how we went about creating Adam and how we shaped all of humanity. Make sure that you take careful note of every single detail.
Listen closely ... because I'm about to reveal how we fashion and the atom, humanity itself. A time will come when you must explain all of this to your descendants. Use your own words, use whatever imagery you see fit, but I warn you, never stray too far from the heart of what I am about to tell you. The truth must survive through your generations. When we finally tamed the primordial chaos and the earth was brought back to order, we called that boundless expanse Eden. When we finally tamed the primordial chaos and the earth was brought back to order, we called that boundless expanse Eden. There, we planted entire forests of trees with perfect fruit and introduced every species of animal, bird, and fish. Everything was abundance, but for ourselves, we created a separate place. A fenced and protected garden within Eden, set apart from the wild world. We needed someone to tend to this space and work for us. So, we identified a being that already lived outside, in the vastness of Eden, an animal that resembled us more than any other. We took it, we grafted our essence into it, a piece of ourselves, so that it could understand us and serve us. Only then did we place it in the garden, our sacred enclosure. We made it male and female, and for a time, there was peace. But we soon realized that the company of beasts alone was not enough for the atom. And so we decided to take another step. We decided to give it a specific female, just for him. The creation of the female.
Did you know that in Genesis there is a hidden code that reveals who we really are? Listen carefully, because the story you know is only half the truth. In the Garden of Eden, Adam was not just a man. He was a worker, but there were two forbidden places, of knowledge and of life. We Elohim did not want him to become like us. We saw that the company of animals was not enough for him. So we brought Adam to one of the forbidden places and immersed him in a deep sleep, the Tardama. And with the Tzela, we divided Adam to create Isha, the female. Adam exclaimed, "Finally, flesh of my flesh and bone of my bones. But why did we divide a perfect being?" Write it in the comments and follow me for part 2, the secret of the Nachash. Who was he really?
Write everything, because your generations must know how things really happened. By now, we had driven Adam from Gan Eden. He took refuge in Eden with his fellows, and everything seemed to be going well. It was then that the male Adam gave a name to the female, she who carried in her womb the fruit of one of our Elohim. The female said, "I have acquired a son from the Elohim." And the male gave her a name that resembled one of ours. She gave birth to this creature, and we immediately saw the resemblance to our lineage. His wisdom distinguished him from all the others. He was a tireless worker of the land, a skilled farmer, a wise builder, and expert in materials. Later, the female gave birth to another creature, sired by Adam. This one was very different from the first, a shepherd of flocks, devoted to us and to our wise men, unlike his brother, who served us not out of devotion, but because he felt part of us. The two offered us constant libations, one the fruits of his harvests, the other the fruit of his herding. Because of our nature, we preferred the shepherd's offerings and drew closer to him. It was then that, out of a sense of rivalry and pride in his belonging to our blood, the first killed his brother. When we realized that the herding libations were no longer arriving, we asked Cain the name the female had given to the fruit of divine acquisition. For an explanation, Cain responded arrogantly. He said he knew nothing, and that he was not required to watch over his brother, precisely because of his superiority in blood. But we discovered the truth. It was he who killed him. We summoned him to Eden and ordered him to leave, as punishment for the blood he had shed. He asked for the word, and we granted it, since he had the right to do so as a son of our blood. He said, "If you drive me out, all who live outside will kill me." Then we decided not to leave him to his fate. We gave him a sign that would let everyone outside Eden know that he was one of us. So Cain left Eden, heading for the land of Nod, a wanderer, protected by our sin.
Now write everything I tell you so that your descendants may know. Use your own words, but do not stray too far from what I say. Cain then left Eden after we sent him away. He went to a distant land east of Eden, the land between the two rivers. There he found beings similar to him, but without our essence. His fear of being killed was well-founded, but the mark we gave him made him stand out. He was saved, and everyone recognized him as one of us. Meanwhile, in Eden, life went on, undeniably better, since Cain was no longer there. We decided to tell our creature to reproduce and replace the murdered son, and so they did. When the female gave birth, she said, "The Elohim have placed set another offspring for me in place of my creature who vanished, like a warm breath that disappears in an instant. Evil." And so, the direct lineage of our first creature continued. Far to the east, in that land, Cain found a wife and reproduced. The fruit was a son whom he named Enoch. Many believe the story ends here, split into two branches, but the truth is something else entirely. The lineage marked by one of us in Cain continued with the knowledge of matter, and from it, the one who will save the seed of life will be born, because a simple shepherd would never have had the codes to design the Tebah. But what truly was? And who will this newborn be? We will explore this in the next video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.